I'm going to play the song Clocks by Coldplay. I'm just going to play the main part of the song, the opening and the first melodic ideas. There are 3 chords in this piece and they repeat over and over again. Let me play the piece, a little bit of it for you so that you get the feel of where we're going. So the 3 chords are E flat major, B flat minor, and F minor. There is 1 measure of E flat, 2 measures of B flat minor, followed by 1 measure of F minor. And then that whole sequence, 4-measure sequence, repeats over and over again many times. So what I'd like to do is to kind of break down the actual chord structures that we're going to be playing. Now, those of you that know a little bit about theory, you know that the triad, the 3 notes of a major chord, are comprised of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the E flat major scale, if we're going to use an E flat triad, which we are in this piece. Let me play the E flat scale for you. So you have the 1, 3rd, the 5th notes, and those notes are E flat, G, and B flat. Now what the band does, Coldplay does, in this particular song, they don't play the chord in the root position with the E flat on the bottom. What they do is they take that E flat and they put it up an octave higher. So instead of E flat, G, B flat, the actual chord sequence, the note sequence, is going to be arranged this way in your hand. G on the bottom, B flat, and E flat on top. Same 3 notes, but we just have them in what we call an inversion. And this is the first inversion of the E flat major chord. And when they play this piece, it's in 1/8 notes, and there are 8 1/8 notes in 1 measure. So the pattern that they use is starting at the top, those 3 notes are repeated, which is 6 notes, and all they have room for to complete the measure are 2 notes, which they use the E flat and the B flat. So if we do all 8 together, it's going to be like this. Okay? If you wanted to count it, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright, good. So that is... So get used to the fingering on this because it's very important. I would use my 5th finger on the E flat, the 2nd finger on the B flat, the thumb on the G. And you can play it, you know, pretty quickly that way. Alright, now we're going to go on to the 2nd chord. The 2nd chord is a B flat minor chord. And the B flat minor chord is the notes B flat, D flat, and F. It's if you take a B flat major chord, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we have to lower the 3rd a half a step to get the minor, which takes it from a D to a D flat. Now in this particular inversion, what they do is they play it with the F not at the top, but they put the F at the bottom. Like that, which is the 2nd inversion. If we have the root position, and then the 1st inversion, 2nd inversion, and that's what the band plays in that one. And if you notice, when it goes from the E flat chord, the 1st chord, you have the B flat in the middle. And the next chord in this particular inversion of the B flat minor chord, the B flat is also in the middle. Which is really good harmony because we like to keep common tones in the same chordal position. So if it's in the middle of the E flat chord, we like to keep in the middle of the B flat chord. So the B flat is the common tone. So you can go like this. And you'll notice that I keep the second finger on the B flat, just like I do in the E flat chord. So when I go to the B flat minor chord, it's still there. And my fourth finger will be on the D flat, and my thumb will be on the F. So it's going to go like this, the first. And by the way, when I play the B flat minor chord, I do two measures of it. Okay? And you'll notice that I play one sequence of the three notes again, and then the top two notes, which gives me 8 notes. So all together, again, one more measure, and then we come to the last chord, which is the F minor chord. Now this particular chord, F minor, is the F, A flat, and the C. Now we're going to play these three notes in the exact order that I just played them. So the F is going to be at the bottom in the root position. So when we say the root position, when the chord note name, if it's F minor, the chord note name is F, it's in the bottom, that's the root position. And here are the three notes, F, A flat, and C. Now you'll notice when you go from B flat minor to F, the common tone is the C. Excuse me, it's the F. So your common tone is the F, so I'll keep the F on the bottom. It's in the bottom note of the B flat minor chord, which is the second inversion of the B flat triad, B flat minor triad, and then I'll play the root position F minor chord, and the F is still on the bottom. So, and again, to figure out the F minor chord, you take the first, third, and fifth notes of the major scale, and you have 1, 3, 5, and you lower the third note a half a step to go to a F, A flat, C. And then you're going to play the chord here in one measure of that. So you have the entire sequence, it'll go like this. So I've kind of, when I play it, I actually change my fingering around. So I'm going to give you this fingering. I use the fifth finger and then the third finger on the B flat and the thumb on the E flat. So the E flat on top for the first chord is the fifth finger, third finger on the B flat, thumb on the G. And then I'll keep the third finger there, put the fourth finger on the D flat, keep the third finger there on the B flat, and then the thumb on the F for the B flat minor chord. And then when I play the F minor chord, I'll just keep the second finger where I had it. It was actually laying right on top of that A flat, and I'll go. It just seems like it works out better. Left hand, what I'll do, and just to make it easy in the very beginning, I would just have you play the root in the left hand. So we start with an E flat chord, so I'll just play an E flat in the left hand. And then I'll go down to the B flat, up to the F. And here's how it'll sound all together. And I can do it in octaves if I'd like with the left hand. So that's one way to do it. I'd like to talk now about the accents. Accents are when we give a louder volume to a specific note. And in this piece it's real clear where we're going to give the accents. It's going to be on the top note of each group. So we have three groups. We have two groups of three. First group, second group, third group.